This is Hyundai's first serious attempt at a performance front-wheel drive car. It's called the Veloster N, and that letter signifies the performance division at Hyundai, but also the track behind me, the Nordschleife at the Nürburgring. We're gonna hop in and take it for a spin. We're off in the Veloster N on the Nordschleife. This is my first time here, my first time driving this car, so I'm going to be trying to taking it all in through this drive. We've got 275 horsepower. It's the optional performance package in this car. That also means we've got bigger wheels, stickier tires, more durable brakes, limited slip differential, and a couple other features too I hope I can remember while driving this track. We are in a lead-follow situation, and I am the last car in the line because I'm talking to the cameras. Initially, power feels strong. As I come off the gas, I hear 2 pops from the exhaust, which sounds really nice, always. This car has a variable exhaust system in it. You can choose the level of aggression of the exhaust. It sounds like a traditional 2-liter Turbo 4. I like the pops from the exhaust. They're fake, but they are kind of fun. I mean, hey, if we don't mind them being fake on an F-Type, why not with the Hyundai Veloster? I have shift lights in front of me, which is a nice feature, right beneath the 12 o'clock on the steering wheel. That's a helpful thing. I don't have to look at the tach. I can just glance down and know when I need to shift when I see red. The nice thing is this engine is pretty vocal at high revolutions, at high engine speed. That's something that other front drive sports cars, specifically the Civic Si and the Type R, have an issue with. They're really quiet when you approach redline. And for that reason, you often end up running into the rev limiter instead of knowing when to shift. I feel like a shift indicator of some kind, I believe actually they have it, but it's not as obvious as it is in here, and that's probably due mostly to the sound. And we're coming up to the carousel, a pretty infamous part of the track. I'm still in 3rd gear. Thought I was in 4th. Ooh, this is really bumpy. Captain Obvious, reporting for duty. Flat out of there. We have stability control in its sport mode. It's not disabled. You can fully disable it. And there is a little brake actuation too, some of that brake actuated semi-torque vectoring that is happening. I can't really sense it right now. Again, unfamiliar road, new car, all that stuff. And that will always be enabled, even if you disable stability control. But Chief Engineer tells me that it's meant to help overall with performance and stability, less so for safety, especially when you have the stability control disabled. We also have electronically controlled dampers set to their most aggressive setting right now. That's why I'm doing a lot of these vertical movements, because this is a pretty bumpy road course as legend goes and as I'm experiencing right now. But as we're cresting 100 miles an hour right now, stability is generally strong. This is pretty nice, I gotta say. Initial steering response feels very nice. A lot of turning, which feels really good. A lot of grip on these tires. The optional tire is a Pirelli P0 Corsa, I believe. P0 for sure. It's been developed by Hyundai specifically for this application. And it does feel pretty nice and strong. As I mentioned earlier, this optional performance package comes with a limited slip differential. It's ensuring that you get appropriate power delivery as you're coming out of a corner. You don't promote too much understeer. You don't get a lot of torque steer either, and that's its job. And so far, it feels pretty good at that. Seat bolsters feel good. It's a standard seat, cloth material. Doing a fine job holding me in position. A lot of stability in this car, a lot of movement in a way that's communicative and really enjoyable, but a lot of overall stability, and what returns out of that is a ton of confidence. We're moving on a legendary track going at, not the fastest speeds out there, but a decent clip. At a speed I'd probably not be approaching if I were doing this solo without a lead follow situation. But this is a huge improvement over the original Veloster. I had a lot of problems with that car because it seemed to want to be a hot hatch but didn't want to do all the hot hatch things. So right now I'm just enjoying the car. I gotta say, this feels really strong for Hyundai's first front drive performance car. It's precise, giving me decent feedback through the whole chassis. A lot of accuracy in the front end of this thing. This would probably be a lot of fun on a mountain road. And even on some drop throttle, there's a light amount of rotation. Not a drift, not a slide, just a little bit. It coaxes the front end to turn a little bit more. That feels really nice. Oh, now we're starting lap 2. So lap 2 of the Nordschleife with the Hyundai Veloster N. I've been pretty impressed with how this car's been performing so far. Automatic rev matching is really accurate. It's helpful as I'm trying to learn where I'm going and keep pace with the cars in front of me. I can execute a full throttle gear change without the engine just letting the motor hang. Nice throws on the shifter. It's not the cleanest in the world, but it does feel good. The traction in the front end is really high. And as I'm applying power and coming through the corner, I'm really enjoying how the tires and the differential help you pull through. It feels really nice. I can hear the engine as it gets to red line. That's important, especially with today's modern small displacement turbocharged cars where you can't really hear them as they approach, 7,000 RPM. But you can really cook through this last section. I'm surprised how fast this is. Let's get moving. 110, 115, 120, 130, 135. Can we get 140? 138 indicated. And that's been a first session in the Hyundai Veloster N. Really impressive, I gotta say. I really enjoy the power delivery. I enjoy the steering. I enjoy the rev matching. I enjoy the overall handling. It is very firm on this track, but this is a rough track. So on first impression, well done. Well done. If this is an indicator of what the N brand, what Hyundai's performance brand is gonna do for itself in the future, we have a lot of really nice things to look forward to. If you like what you saw, keep it tuned right here and be sure to visit Edmunds.com.